It sounds rather insulting for me to tell you that law enforcement has not really recruited in the past. But if we're going to correct the path we are currently on, we need to be very honest about the topic. You don't have to agree with me. After spending 3 decades in this profession with some of those years in charge of a recruiting unit at a major law enforcement agency, I was wrong for many years on the issue of recruiting. I began speaking about this several years ago in my leadership seminars across the country. And up until now, the answer to this question that I pose in class has always been the same. This is what I ask. Who in this room decided to go into police work because you were recruited? What I mean is, you had no interest whatsoever in becoming a police officer and you were recruited by a recruiter, a billboard, or some form of advertisement to do the job that you do now. Now, once that question is posed, I've never had one law enforcement professional tell me they were actually recruited to the profession. Granted, this isn't some scientific study, but if a couple thousand cops have the exact same answer, maybe time to listen. Now, before I pose the question, before I get into this, everyone in the room pretty much thinks we're doing all we can do to recruit in a very tough environment. And to be honest, I think we're doing the best we can. I think we're doing the best we know, but is it good enough? The truth is, since the inception of policing, we've been recruiting to agencies. We don't recruit to the profession. And until recently, that's worked out pretty well. There's always been enough candidates with the internal calling to do this job. And if anything, we've had more candidates than we needed. For the first 25 years of my career, my agency turned qualified candidates away, and yours probably did as well. There simply wasn't enough openings to satisfy the need. So we recruited against other police departments. The candidates were already there, and it was simply a fight to see who got the best ones. The problem that we've seen in recent years is that we have that same mindset. We still believe that there are enough candidates, or we still recruit in the same manner. But there aren't enough candidates. Yes, the political climate doesn't help, and politicians never seem to help, but the truth is, candidates have also changed. Today's generation of future cops don't have the same service mindset as generations past. Most don't intend to grab a job and keep it for 20, 30, 35 years. Many seek to mirror the entrepreneurs or online sensations they grew up around. None of that's a bad thing. It's only bad if we don't recognize it and we don't adapt to it. Law enforcement simply cannot keep recruiting as we have done in the past. Many agencies have changed techniques, but has that worked? If the current staffing trend is an indication, it hasn't. And because of that, it's time to not only change how we recruit, but it's time to change the mindset that we have for law enforcement recruiting. Our profession, and more importantly, the communities that we are tasked with keeping safe, need us to nail police recruitment now. We can no longer complain, we can no longer blame, and we can no longer wait. The time is now to recruit the next generation of crime fighters. And that's why I've partnered with Safeguard Recruiting to offer a video training series on law enforcement recruiting. Training's free. You can access it right now at safeguardrecruiting.com. Join me there, and let's take law enforcement recruiting to levels that few could have ever imagined.